and welcome to Just One Question. And this is your host, Neelakshi Sargupta. Today we have with us once again the multi-talented actor, director and writer Vikram Kapadia. Hi Vikram, I'm curious to understand the changes that you have seen in the world of English language theatre over the years. Changes in the scripts, presentations and of course the audience.
Well, as far as scripting is concerned, there are more original scripts in English, which is great because I think in the old days, I'm talking about the 80s and 90s, a lot of people, theatre people and audiences were very conscious about using English. And I've been brought up in a school where English is the primary language and the language of communication and teaching. So it wasn't a political decision for me to do English theatre. It's just the language that I'm comfortable in. And I have always considered English to be an Indian language, so to speak, because it is part of our culture now and it is part of our history. So this screaming about what is and what is not part of our culture does not hold for me because culture is transient. So English as a language or Urdu is an Indian language. So it sort of was born and grew up in Delhi. So now people have got more used to it. So in fact, I think at that time, after spending a few years doing classics, we spent a lot of years with Shakespeare and Shaw and American playwrights. I started looking, I felt something was missing, so I started looking for Indian playwrights who write in English, and that was not easy to find them at that time. So finally we all fall back on Girish Karnad. So, and although he also translates his own work from Kannada. So it was, now there is more writing in English. I write in English. I've written a few plays and monologues. And so scripting has sort of grown, fortunately. I sometimes still find that it is the written word that is being used as dialogue, and there we need to sort of improve and make the idiom very local, which is still not happening, but it's a process and it's a slow process.
I understand what you're saying. The whole structure of performance stands on the written text. And once changes happen there, it gets reflected in every other area. But apart from the written matter, anything else that has changed? What about the styles of presentation? Anything there?
About presentation, I think there's not much that is different. There can't be because the infrastructure is almost the same. It's not improved at all over the decades. And except, if someone is privileged and has a little more funding, can spend a little more on sets, and the look and the mise en scène of whatever play he or she is doing. But otherwise, there's not much that has changed. Of course, the one good thing that's happened in theatre is that the box set is no longer fashionable, and that helps us financially and also creatively. Creatively also it helps a lot. So it's not just about realism, it's about being impressionistic with the work.
And the audience? Any changes there?
So, and the audience, I don't think we should say much about the audience. They are what they are, and we are grateful that they have come to see our play. Mediocrity has become more popular over the years, and the only thing that I'm trying to digest about the audience is that they give a standing ovation now every day for anything. You know, in the past it's like, I think it's the same thing with education. You know, in our days, in subjects like English, it was difficult to get more than a 70, 75. But now everyone's 95 and above, and I don't understand how they get 95 and above in literature. uh, I mean, they have to be brilliant. I mean, they've got to be sort of Shakespeare's and Jane Austen's and all to do that. But I can't sit in judgment on that, and I don't know. I mean, I'm older now, so I don't know what works and how good students are, and things have uh, progressed and changed and evolved. So I don't think I'm sort of keeping pace with evolution. So I shouldn't be talking about this. But yeah, so I do find that about the audience, that they just they accept anything, and we have a very forgiving audience in this country, in India. So I guess.
And there are typifying of characters too, isn't it? I mean, we also tend to bring out typical mannerisms, given the regions of the country a character is associated with. And and once it's a hit, we get repetitive. And those mannerisms trickle in, no matter what the language of the performance is. Right?
Like I said, it's not so much about the language. I think the main thing is I think in English. So for me, it was, a sort of extended process in dealing with the dialogue in Hindi films or television. But I think that's not the issue. I mean, whatever language one has to adapt to, one has to work at it. I think the problem is that it's a homogenized world, our TV and film industry, and it's a system which one has to be part of. So, that is the problem, because even in Hindi cinema, particularly when it comes to India, which is so diverse in everything from education to culture, everyone has a standardized reaction, a way of performing, and a way of speaking in cinema and television. So that's what makes it sort of very limited and stunted in its growth as well. So that's what is a problem with me. Unless, they sometimes do try to do things different, but then that becomes caricaturish. So then it's like, hitting out at the various states in the country, whether it's a Parsi or a Tamil, sort of person from Tamil Nadu, or a Bengali, or it's all sort of stereotypes that they deal with. So yeah, it has, but then I think it's also to do with choice aesthetically. Now I love Urdu as a language. So I did study Urdu recently at the Bombay University. So I can read and write Urdu and speak it too, except that there's no mahal, as they say, of interacting with someone, which I'd love to do.
So you're saying that we need to create those changes responsibly. The writer, for that matter, needs to widen his or her horizon and bring in all that is not stereotypical in nature anymore, but all that remains to be explored still. This is an interesting thought to ponder, and I shall leave my audience with this thought here. I'll be back to discuss more such topics with you, Vikram, very soon. This is Neelakshi Sengupta, and you were listening to Just One Question.